What is up, Prog family?
Hey,
we
Prog
are
family.
the Great Canadian Apes. My name is James Marin.
Jim Marin.
We're not financial advisors, so take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Now, the reason why I'm dressed up and all that is I'm going to a Christmas party. I actually should be there right now, but we're making this video for you guys, and we've been really busy with Christmas, making Christmas cookies, that type of a
And
thing.
your exams are over?
My exams are over.
That's amazing.
So that's awesome. And so that is why we haven't been as active lately, but we'll get back to it, especially in the new year. And highlights week ending December 17th for Progendi and a look into next week, December 20th to the 23rd. Fed Reserve announcement is that they will wait to raise interest rates until maximum employment is achieved. SPY, NASDAQ, Prog prices reacted positively to the news that we saw. Any bad news was already factored in the prices. Prog held at 233 and has increased to close Friday at 269, and a 10% increase from Monday, December 14th, open of 245. Ortex Fintel data, including short squeeze leaderboard and short data, will go over monthly options December 17th. 96% of calls fell out of the money.
Ouch, some of mine.
Watch for hedge funds to try to keep the price under 250 with increased shorting. Watch for Prog investors who may sell Prog for a tax loss prior to December 31st.
And then buy back then thereafter.
In January. Prog is still looking great long-term, potentially raised over $150 million in Q4, setting them up solidly into 2023. This is not financial advice.
To take a look at the price action that occurred on Friday, we had a nice green day, closing up 6%. We opened at 253, dipped to the 242 almost right away in the first 15 minutes. Then we had the level of resistance here at 250.
That's a sharp increase.
That was
Damn.
good. We just went through.
That's a boom candle.
Then they shoved it back down again.
Yeah.
Then we came back heavy. We won this fight.
We
We
did.
won this fight at 250 today. No problem. There was about 1 million shares on the line, the calls and puts combined. So it was worth some money to them, and we beat them. I love it. There seemed to be a new level of resistance support right around the 260 level. It bounced down after the 260, rose back up, and we saw that level of resistance, as we have been saying for several days, at that 270 level. Was down, went back up again, went down. At the very end, it did get over the 270 with the 272. You know, have decent price action in the aftermarket to be able to still have it at 269.
What a great day. So yeah.
It was good.
So over in the Frankfurt, Germany market, on Friday, December 17th, the European market in Germany was up 2.63%, previous close of 218, open at 218, high of 234, low of 216, closed at 234, 263 USD.
Taking a look at the monthly options that expired there yesterday, 96% of the calls out of the money, and but we won the battle for 250 at least. We'll take one step at a time off of these guys. 70% of the puts ended up in the money. So at 250, there was 4,070 call contracts for 407,000 shares, 4,490 put contracts of 449,000, and we beat them. Hedges tried to keep the price down under 250 all week, but we won this fight.
Indeed, we did.
Now, the hedges won a little bit of the bigger battle for the week with the 96% calls being out of the money and 60% of the puts in the money, but it's a nice step in the right direction. As discussed last week, there is likely, and we believe, $90 million in shares were already likely sold.
Yeah.
When it was higher. Because anytime after November 22nd, they could have sold. Of course, the price came down substantially after November 22nd. And so we're thinking that likely is in their books already.
Yep.
So let's take a look at that with that potential 154 million raised in Q4. What does
Not bad
that
at
do
all.
for them financially? That supports them into 2023. So already since August, you have 44 million that came in August, announced November 23rd for their warrants. 20 million that came in announced October 26th for the convertible notes that was paid by a sale of stock. And again, this 44 million happened likely in Q4 because that's when the price did go up. We're thinking that this full 90 million would have been raised through the prospectus of November 22nd, but they won't have to officially announce it until February with their Q10 filing. So this total 154 million amount will be able to see Progendi through to well into 2023, as within the November 22nd prospectus, they said that they already had enough money to see them through into late 2022 without any sale of stock.
Yep.
With this additional 90 million, that's going to get them further, probably about 6 months further, without any sales of anything.
Yeah.
Without any partnerships of anything. This is good till at least another year and a half, which is awesome for an R&D firm.
So what is the January effect and why does it occur? Due to the tax deadline of December 31st, people who bought Progendi at prices higher than $269 could sell to have a tax loss, then could buy back in January. This would see downward pressure on the price until December 31st and could lead to higher prices in the first couple weeks of January, as we can see right here. So this from the street, and this is actually from last year in January. And basically it just says, what is it? The January effect is a theory which states that every December, stock prices take a dip, and every January they receive a boost, driven by heavy selling during December and aggressive buying during January. Particularly early in the month, investors tend to sell off low-performing stocks at the end of each year, then they tend to buy those stocks back a few weeks or even days later.
And we're not saying that this was a low-performing stock, but of course, Progendi is volatile, has a lot of shorts coming in. The company needed to raise funds.
Yep.
And so for anybody that bought in the 3s, 4s, and 5s, sure, they could sell. And so watch for that. Watch for that possible decrease in price due to that. But that's not that they don't like the stock.
Yep.
They're just going to perhaps put this
It's just smart,
for
right?
Smart tax planning. And then
Exactly.
they go in and buy it in January.
So look ahead for the rest of the week and the rest of the year, literally the rest of the year. Hedge funds price targets will have to be priced under $250 for December 23rd and at least under $3. Due to tax season, investors who bought Prog at levels over current prices could look to sell to capture tax losses, putting downward pressure on the price. Announcement of merger acquisition partnership, new drug, or any other catalyst will likely not occur over the Christmas season, so no FOMO buyers coming in.
Just for the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
So we're going to probably settle into the Christmas season, that sort of thing. So just watch it in rent.
Our price target for the next 2 weeks will be between the $2 and $3 level. Today's levels of resistance and support is at $250, levels of support at $260. Past levels of resistance have been at $270, $287, $3. Level to watch on the downside, support at $250, $225, and $2.
Taking a look at some Ortex data. So this was from Friday, so this would have dated back to the Wednesday. Not a whole heck of a lot happened. Borrowed shares of 1.5 million, return shares 1.2 million. Current estimated short interest at 21 million. The cost of borrow average was around 33%. Utilization still quite high at 99.7. Days to cover quite low, 0.35, so they can still go in and out quite well. But we did see increased volume on Friday going up to 20 million, something that we hadn't seen earlier in the week. And so that's good for the stock. Shares on loan is at just under the 28 million mark, about 5% lower than what it was a week ago. The percent of free float on loan, still quite high at the 26.58%, 5% lower than it was a week ago. Estimated short interest, rated that benchmark of 20%, which is an 8% decrease from a week ago. Exchange reported short interest. The previous one was at 16.9, but that goes back a couple weeks ago. To take a look at Fintel, 18.1 million shares shorted. They have it as 1.28 days to cover, and I think that might have something to do with the increased volume. I think Fintel perhaps put that into their numbers already. And short interest percent of the float in around the 17%. A dark pool volume of 3 million, and the dark short pool volume
Still way more than it should be.
Yeah, it doubled. They're still manipulating this.
Short squeeze score of 82.27, so that's 87 out of 5,000. We got short shares availability at 250,000 was the last change at a price of 32%. And then, yeah, we just go through here.
Failure
no
delivers.
more failure to delivers,
No,
not
going
really.
on.
And
No,
Nobody.
nothing changing for the
Nothing much changing
outstanding interest. Or
And
anything
they're
like
still
that.
not updating us on who has short positions in this.
Because they can disclose it. So you know what?
Yeah.
I do really think that like about a month ago,
Yeah.
right when they really screwed over GME, AMC,
Aurora, Bed Bath Beyond,
yeah,
et cetera,
all
et
those,
cetera,
right?
yeah.
Right when they were at the breaking point for
Yeah.
that T2 day, and remember GME was at $250. It was
Yeah.
$100 more than what it was. Look at the date. That happened right at that date, and they're not reporting anything past
Yep.
that date. I think we had them.
I think we did.
I think we had,
But illegality can get you out of a lot of stuff, unfortunately. Okay, so one more thing that I do want to highlight before we end the video. So like last week, we were talking about ESSC, which ran up actually 120%.
Up to $26.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
After we talked about it. So
Yep.
that was awesome.
Yep.
Guys, take profits.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying hodl. Nobody is saying hodl. We're saying if you're up and you're up 100%, holy shit.
Yeah.
Take profits.
Yeah.
And this goes without saying too, not financial advice, but don't chase. If the stock's already up 80%, I'm not financial advice, but I'm not buying into that stock.
Right. It's already left the building.
Oh,
the
yeah.
train has already left the station.
For sure.
And really, we apes, we got to eat, right? We got to survive. We got to get through all the shit from these shorties that go on through here. And so when you're up 100% in a deal, take some profits. We need to.
Thank you guys so much. We are the Great Canadian Apes. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you like, please like the video, comment, subscribe, share it on Twitter, share it on Reddit, share it on whatever you use. And until next time, thank you guys so much.
Have a good night, guys.